What's up, everyone? I've gotten a lot of questions about research and how you unlock these hidden items here in like the research desk and like the study and everything. So I wanted to walk through real fast what you do with all the paper and the scrolls that you find even once you get higher level with the schematics, and why it's important to kind of keep track of those and make sure you're using them efficiently. So to start off, you have these items right here, right? You have the scrolls, you have the schematics, and if I go over here real fast, just a little teaser for you, what we're going to be talking about. You also have paper. So each of these, I'll put them in proper order, represent a tier of items in crafting that you will progress through. You'll start to recognize that once you kind of get to this like merciless level on an item, then that's like the end of that tier, and you'll have to get a new crafting station and be the new boss. For instance, to get to tier 3, you will need to be Octavian so that you can lock Dawnthorn and Dark Silver. Or from tier 1 to tier 2, you defeat Quincy the Bandit King, who gives you iron weapons and Hollow Fang battle gear, right? And then with Hollow Fang, you then go to Merciless, and then from Merciless Hollow Fang, you then go and get Dawnthorn, and then you'll get Merciless Dawnthorn, right? Continue. So how do you get that Merciless gear? That's kind of helps keep your progression going is through research. Now, research isn't just for armor and weapons. You also can get consumables and decorations while researching, and there's two ways to uncover research items. Number one is that you can find the random schematic out in the world. So this might be the merciless Dawnthorn boots you might find, or the et cetera, et cetera. So you'll go and turn that in at the corresponding station between the research desk, the study, and then the last one, the athenaeum. I think that's how I pronounce it. Bear with me. Those are the three tiers like we just talked about for the crafting. So what you'll do with that is, so for research desk, we have crafting tier 1s that uses paper. So you either find these out in the wild, or you gather 50 paper and then you can press discover, and it unlocks one of these random things. Again, consumable, magic, weapons, armor, and structures. Same thing for the study. You get 75 scrolls, you press discover, you get one of the random things between structures, armor, weapons, magic, and consumables. And once again, at the same thing, at the athenaeum, once you get the schematics, it uses 100. Same thing, and that's how you're gonna get like the merciless gear, how you get these higher level, magic pieces for your jewelry. Like we got the Nightstone of the Beast here that we can now craft. And you can see here in the red text there, you see like that orange book. That's what we found out in the wild to turn this in. So you kind of get to this point, you're crafting around. And in my situation here, for instance, we completed the research desk. We have no more use for this paper. So what do we do? You're going to need to get something called the paper press. Now, the paper press is kind of hard to find. We're not 100% sure how we've gotten it each time. We're pretty sure it's a random drop that you discover. It's not a V-Blood unit that drops it. I think you have to find like the schematic to make it and get lucky with that. If anyone knows, please drop in the comment below how specifically, because we kind of got lucky with it. But either way, the paper presses will allow you to transform a certain type of paper to the next tier. So you can make base paper with plant fiber and sawdust to get paper. You can also use gem dust and paper to make a scroll, and at higher level, once you get the recipe, which is done through a V-Blood boss at the later game, you can use silver ore, spectral dust, and scrolls to make schematics. And that's going to be the key to this late game progression, and even to get to max gear score, which is 81, is you're going to have to get the merciless version of all the Dawnthorn pieces, which will theoretically put you at 80, and then the special passive, as you can see, it's the same for all these, is it increases your gear level by 1 when you have all 4, so that puts you at 81, and that's how you'll get the max level. So that's why it's really important to do so, because ideally, you want to get done with all your study so you have no more use for the scrolls, so you can then just convert all your paper and all your scrolls into schematics and try and RNG the merciless gear if you can't find it out in the wild. Now, how do you get paper and schematics and everything? Like you see here, if you go to the map, different areas for the tiers as it kind of like progress the level will have certain things. So this bandit stronghold has paper. This bandit logging camp has paper. This bandit trapper camp has paper. If you go up to the Dunley farmlands, Donbrig village has scrolls. Moswick village has scrolls, etc., etc. And you go over here to the Silverlight, the army outpost. It might be blocked by my head, has schematics. Except there's going to be more into the Silverlight. And so what you're going to do is you have two options. You can go grind for the type that you want, like go to these places and grind for scrolls. Or you can go and get a lot of paper or a mixture of both and use the paper press to build them up, and then research so that you can get your merciless gear to be able to progress easier, get higher gear, get more customization and decorations and structures and more consumables, and just make your life a lot easier. So please be sure to stay on top of that. It's really important as you progress to kind of make sure you build your research and your study and your athenaeum, and just make sure you are ready to go and progress so that you can get the max gear score and be able to fight at your highest level possible.